a few months ago, the Trump administration put out an offer to 9 universities called the Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education. And the Compact had a list of principles, things that universities needed to abide by. And if they abided by these principles, they would have a preferential treatment vis-a-vis government grants, government research grants and different government grants, government investments. This was some examples. The Compact demanded that the schools ban the use of race or sex in hiring and admissions, that they freeze tuition for 5 years, that they cap international undergraduate enrollment at 15%. They require that applicants take SAT or similar tests, and that the universities quell grade inflation. Much of the document also focused on campus political climate. A lot of people claimed that the language here was pretty vague and imprecise. But there seemed to be a mandate to get rid of certain departments that, according to the Trump administration, belittle conservative ideas. And again, if you signed on to this compact, the benefit you would get is more government money, more and preferential treatment in terms of receiving government money. Anyway, the first university to respond formally to this compact was MIT today, and MIT basically rejected the compact. They said that this was a violation of their independence and a violation of their values. This is from the president of the university. Fundamentally, the premise of the document is inconsistent with our core beliefs that scientific funding should be based on scientific merit alone. White House spokesman said in a statement, quote, any university that refuses this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform higher education isn't serving its students or their parents. They're bowing to radical left-wing bureaucrats. The best science can't thrive in institutions that have abandoned merit-free inquiry in the pursuit of truth. President Trump encourages universities to join us in restoring academic excellence and common sense policies. The deadline for response to the compact is October 20th. The other 8 colleges that were offered this compact were University of Arizona, Brown, Dartmouth College, University of Pennsylvania, University of Southern California, University of Texas, Vanderbilt University, and the University of Virginia. I'm not sure what the criteria is for why these were chosen, but anyway, and that in addition to MIT. The only university system that is expressed a positive inclination towards the compact, unsurprising, is the University of Texas. Other universities, everybody's still waiting to hear. The University of Virginia has created a committee, as you would expect, and we will see what the different universities, how the different universities respond to this. But my expectation is that maybe with the exception of University of Texas, maybe 1 or 2 other universities, the universities all will reject this. Compact, this government attempt to intervene in their in how they run their businesses. This is from the letter that the president of MIT wrote. I write in response to your letter of October 1st. I acknowledge the vital importance of these matters. I appreciate the chance to meet with you earlier this year to discuss the priorities we share about American higher education. Here's some of the, so she writes, we have a clear set of values of excellence above all. Some practical examples. MIT prides itself on rewarding merit. Students, faculty, and staff succeed here based on strength of their talent, ideas, and hard work. For instance, the Institute was the first to reinstate the SAT Act requirement after the pandemic, and MIT has never had a legacy preferences in admissions. MIT opens its door to the most talented students, regardless of their family's finances. Admissions are need blind. Incoming undergraduates whose families earn less than $200,000 a year pay no tuition. Nearly 88% of our last graduating class left MIT with no debt for their education. I didn't know that. That's pretty amazing. We make a wealth of free courses and low-cost certificates available to any American with an internet connection. Of the undergraduate degrees we award, 94% are in STEM fields. And in service to the nation, we cap enrollment of international undergraduates at roughly 10%. We value free expression. As clearly described in the MIT Statement of Freedom of Expression and Academic Freedom, we must hear facts and opinions we don't like and engage respectfully with those whom we disagree. These values and other MIT practices meet or exceed many standards outlined in the document you sent. We freely choose these values because they're right, and we live by them because they support our mission. Work of immense value to the prosperity, competitiveness, health, and security of the United States. I wish they weren't so collectivist. And of course, MIT abides by the law. The document also includes principles with which we disagree, including those that would restrict freedom of expression and our independence as an institution. And fortunately, the premise of the document is inconsistent with our core belief that scientific funding should be based on scientific merit alone. In our view, America's leadership in science and innovation depends on independent thinking and open competition for excellence. In that free marketplace of ideas, the people of MIT gladly compete with the very best without preference. Therefore, with respect, we cannot support the proposed approach to addressing these issues, the issues facing higher education. As you know, MIT's record of service to the nation is long and enduring. We continue to believe in the power of this partnership to serve the nation. So they have turned down the Trump administration. Good for MIT. I hope other universities do it as well. I really, really, really would like to see the government not interfering in universities. I'd like to see the shift that has to happen ultimately, that needs to happen at universities at the philosophical curriculum level happen because alumni, because students, because parents, but alumni more than anybody else demand it. And not because of the government demanding it. And I would like to see the government shrinking the amount of money it gives universities for all these various things, all the various funding that it provides. I'd like to see the government get out of student debt, out of funding people's education. I'd like to get them ultimately out of funding science. But, you know, that's after a long other list of things that the government should stop doing.